Part 1. You have a simple turtleneck sweater that feels a little plain. Do not rush out to buy a new one just yet. With just a few small stitches and a bit of creativity, you can turn it into a piece with a unique and charming detail. Let us try it together. First, fold the neck of the sweater in half. Use a piece of tailor chalk to mark the center point on the folded neckline. Then place the needle just inside the inner edge of the neck and bring it up through the fabric. Begin to sew single stitches that are about 1 centimeter long along the marked line. Keep each stitch roughly 1 centimeter apart. Hold the thread and pull gently to draw the stitches together. This will create soft gathered folds along the neckline. Sew another round of stitches over the gathers to secure them so the folds stay in place. Next, thread a small decorative pearl onto the needle and slide it all the way down to the base of the thread near the fabric. Add 1 or 2 passes of the needle through the pearl and the sweater to make sure the pearl is firmly attached. Adjust the placement so the pearl sits right at the center of the neckline. Bring the needle back to the inside of the sweater and tie a small knot to lock everything in place. Trim off the excess thread and the detail is complete. With this tiny change, the neckline now has a fresh accent that gives your sweater a more personal and less boring look. The process is very simple and you can easily do it at home on your own. Part 2. Here is another way to refresh and recreate your sweater. Take a closer look. Most sweaters have rib lines like these, and we will start our second tip using the rib lines along the neckline. First, choose a thread that matches the color of your sweater so the result looks clean and intentional. Bring the needle up close to the edge of the neckline where it connects to the body of the sweater and pull the thread all the way through. From that stitch, count 3 rib lines to the left. Join the first rib line and the third rib line with a single stitch. Pull the stitch tight so the 2 rib lines come together. Push the needle down again and bring it up in the center area of the neckline, aligned with that third rib line you just counted. From this rib line, count 3 more rib lines to the left. Join these rib lines together and pull to tighten the stitch. Push the needle down once more and bring it up at the outer edge of the neckline, aligned with the first rib line in that group of 3. From this rib line, begin counting 3 rib lines to the right. Stitch the rib lines you counted together and tighten the thread. Next, push the needle down and bring it back up at the center of the neckline, aligned with the outermost rib line of the group you just finished. Again, join 3 rib lines together and adjust them so they stay neat and smooth without any puckering. Continue making the same pattern with the remaining rib lines. Every 3 rib lines form one group. Just make sure you follow the sequence and keep your spacing even. By the way, where are you watching this video from? Tell me in the comments section. As you continue to add stitches like these, a unique pattern will start to appear along the neckline. When you reach the end, bring the needle to the inside of the neckline. tie a small secure knot and trim off the extra thread. Take a look at the final result. Gone is the plain straight rib. Instead, you have a woven pattern that looks fresh and eye-catching. Which neckline detail do you prefer? The pearl accent or the patterned pattern? Leave your choice below in the comments before the next tip. Part 3. A wide V-neck sweater is something many of us deal with, especially after a few washes. But you can easily tighten the neckline and add a small decorative detail that makes the sweater look more polished and elegant. First, use a thread that matches the color of your sweater for the best result. Bring the needle up from the inside of the sweater about 3 centimeters above the point of the V. Next, push the needle down along the right edge of the neckline and bring it up again about 3 millimeters away. Pull the thread all the way through to create the first stitch. Now push the needle down on the opposite side of the neckline and bring it up 3 millimeters from that point. Pull the thread through to form the second stitch. Continue making stitches in the same pattern, but let each stitch become gradually longer as you work your way upward. When you finish a row of stitches like this, hold one end of the thread and pull firmly. This will draw the stitches together and create gathered folds in the fabric right along the neckline. Pull tight so the neckline narrows and forms soft textured pleats. Bring the needle back to the inside of the sweater, then tie a secure knot to lock everything in place. Trim off the extra thread and the process is complete. The neckline is now tightened and has a decorative accent that gives the sweater a fresh new look. Instead of a plain stretch neckline, you now have a sweater with a completely renewed style. Part 4. Is your sweater looking a little too plain? Just a small embroidered detail can make it look lively and much more charming. The best part is that you can easily do this at home with just a few basic stitches. For this tip, we only need 2 colors of embroidery thread, green and red. Begin with the green thread. Bring the needle up from the inside of the fabric. Sew simple straight stitches one after another to create a line. Around 7 to 10 stitches is enough. Bring the needle back up near the middle of the line you just created. Push the needle down and then bring it up again slightly to the right. Loop the thread under the needle and pull to shorten the stitch. This will form a small leaf shape. Push the needle down once more to secure the leaf. Make another leaf on the opposite side so the 2 leaves look balanced. Tie a small secure knot to finish this section. Next, thread the red embroidery thread into the needle. Bring the needle up close to the base of the green stem. Using the same stitch you used to make the leaves, create 2 small petals close together. This will form a tiny flower. Continue adding these little flowers along the green stem. I am curious. Do you enjoy sewing? And do you have any sewing tips you would like to share? When you finish, tie a small knot on the inside of the fabric and trim the extra thread. A tiny embroidered flower branch becomes a lovely accent on your sweater. With just a bit of care and creativity, you can personalize your sweater in your own way. Part 5. Is the body of your sweater too long and looking a bit bulky when you wear it? Do not rush to cut the fabric or use a sewing machine. With just a few simple stitches, you can shorten it quickly without much effort. Start at the side seam of the sweater. Use a ruler to measure and mark 2 points that are 15 centimeters apart along the center of the body. Bring the needle up at the first marked point. Then make a single straight stitch along the side seam. Before making the next stitch, thread a small decorative pearl onto the needle and slide it down to the base of the thread. Push the needle down to secure the pearl and add another straight stitch beside it. For this stitch, we will also add a pearl before securing it. Continue this pattern until you reach the second marked point. Once you finish this row of stitches, hold the thread and pull to draw the stitches together. This will shorten the fabric. Pull and adjust until all the gathers look even. Bring the needle to the inside of the sweater tie a knot, and trim the extra thread. Now move on to the remaining section of the sweater body. Again, use simple straight stitches and add decorative pearls to every other stitch. Pull the stitches together to shorten the fabric. Then bring the needle inside. Tie a secure knot and trim the thread. And that is it. The body of your sweater is now shorter and has a unique decorative accent that makes it even more stylish than before. Part 6. For tip number 6, I'll show you the hidden stitch. This stitch is great for mending small tears along the seams of garments. You don't even need to turn the sweater inside out. Begin by bringing the needle up from the inside of the left edge of the fabric so the knot stays hidden. Next, push the needle straight across to the right edge of the fabric and bring it up about 2 millimeters from where the needle went down. Pull the thread all the way through to form the first horizontal stitch. Then push the needle straight across again to the left edge and bring it up about 3 millimeters from that point. Pull the thread to create the second horizontal stitch. Continue making the same motion from left to right and then from right to left. Each stitch will sit parallel to the others along the entire tear in the sweater. When you reach the end of the tear, hold the end of the thread and pull firmly. This will draw all the stitches together until the seam closes completely. The stitches disappear and the tear is repaired in a clean and seamless way. Bring the needle back to the inside of the garment. Tie a firm knot to secure everything and trim the extra thread. Now take a look at the result. Even though I used red thread, nothing shows on the outside of the sweater. It looks completely new again with no sign of a tear and no visible stitching at all. Part 7. To finish our video today, I will show you how to embroider a simple decorative design on your sweater. Bring the needle up from the inside of the fabric and pull the thread all the way through. Next, push the needle down directly across from that point about 2 centimeters away. Pull the thread to shorten the stitch and create a single vertical line. Bring the needle back up right next to the first stitch. Then push it down across from that point again. Pull the thread to shorten it and form another vertical line close to the first one. Continue making more vertical stitches in the same way. Just make sure the lines stay very close together. Around 15 lines should be enough. When you have created a small rectangle of tight vertical stitches, bring the needle up through the center of the shape. Then slide the needle under all the vertical stitches and wrap the thread around them once so they gather together in the middle. Push the needle back to the inside of the fabric. Tie a knot to secure everything and trim the extra thread. Now take a second thread in a different color. Use it to sew 2 short lines on each side of the shape you just made. These will be the accents for the butterfly wings. Finally, create 2 antennae at the top by making 2 simple lines that form a V shape. Add 2 tiny dots at the ends of the antennae so the butterfly looks more complete. Tie a knot on the inside to secure the stitches and trim the thread. And that is it. A simple decorative embroidery design you can easily make at home. Feel free to get creative and try different thread colors to make your own unique version. And that brings us to the end of our 7 sweater sewing tips. I hope these ideas inspire you to look at your sweaters in a new way and try a few creative touches of your own. With just simple stitches and a little patience, you can fix small problems, refresh old pieces, and even add beautiful details that make your clothes feel more personal. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to like and subscribe so you will not miss any of my upcoming tutorials. Let me know in the comments which tip you want to try first, or if you have your own tricks to share. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.